9-to-5 job after college, and I'm in person, and I'm commuting in the city, and it takes me forever to get there. There's no way I'm going to be able to afford living in the city right now, so that's off the table. Like, duh! If I was able to walk to work, and it'd be fine, but I'm not. So it literally takes me, like, I leave here, like, I get on the train at 7:30, and I don't get home till, like, 6:15 earliest, and then, like, I don't.
Hello, everybody. Welcome, one and all. You're watching the Dr. Nasir Shaikh Show. I'm your host, Dr. Nasir. And what's on tap for today? Well, as you saw, it's a TikToker, and she's crying herself a river. Hear this? It's the world's smallest violin. And what's she complaining about? She's got a job, 9 to 5, but she doesn't have a life. She doesn't have time to eat. She doesn't have time to sleep. She doesn't have time to breathe. She doesn't have time to date. She doesn't have time to even probably work. She's stuck in commuting and in her daily job. And she's crying about it. And she's saying, you know what, woe is me, woe is me. Do you know how many people out there would love to have a job, honey? 9 to 5, let alone 9 to 12 or 12 to 5? That wouldn't mind the commute that you have because they have a job, that they're earning money, they're having a paycheck, they can have some money to pay the rent, pay for food, pay for a car if they have one, pay to go out every once in a while. And you're out there crying yourself a river. You talk about privilege? Right there, folks. That's privilege right there. Crying a unbelievable river of tears. This TikTok video of hers went like 3 million people in like a day. And there were some people that came down really harsh on her. I don't think I've been particularly that harsh. There's people that came down and like crushed her. And there's other people that agreed with her. They're probably all SJWs anyway, social justice warriors. Pansies, snowflakes. Went to a 4-year liberal arts college. She has a degree in marketing, folks. A degree in marketing. Okay? Tell me something. Marketing? She's in New York City. Got to be making some kind of bucks out there, but she said she can't afford to live in the city. So she has to live outside the city. Anyways, what I like to hear is Anna Kasparian of the Young Turks and a guest of hers talked about this, so are going to give their reactions. What we're going to do is listen, and I want to give my reactions to their reactions to this TikTok girl. Let's go to that right now.
Like, how do you have time for, like, dating? Like, I don't have time for anything.
So look, a lot of people supported her, but there were a lot of people who also mocked her in that video. And I just want to say, for the older individuals who had the privilege of graduating college without the kind of social media that we have today, and I happen to be one of those people, just consider what kind of embarrassing stuff you might have posted if social media was readily available, right? Like, sometimes you're going through something, you're feeling emotions, and you overshare on social media. So I don't like.
Anna, what type of a retard, what type of a moron, okay, decides that, you know what, I think I'm going to alleviate my sorrow, my problems. I think what I have to do is get my phone. I don't know where my phone is. My phone is missing. You know what? My phone is missing. I have no idea where it is. But I mean, get you my phone or my laptop, set everything up, and then start crying a river of tears to everybody, to the whole world. Can see what an idiot I am. What a moron. What a crybaby I am. Because I want to share my pain, my sorrow, my 9 to 5 job, my money that I'm making from that, the privilege that I have of having a job, and complaining about it to the whole freaking world. I think I'm going to do that right now and become a laughing stock. That's your idea? Is that it, Anna?
The people mocking her, but I want to know what kind of beef you've got with Brielle here, Brett. Go ahead.
I love being an old myself.
Isn't it great?
An old is you just lose touch with that feeling you had the first time you were like, oh, school's over. This is the rest of my
Life.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember being like, you know what, Brett, you're going to have to work hard pretty much every day, all day long. And that's just how it is.
It's called life, folks.
I want to be so mean to this girl. But I can't. I can't
come
be mean.
on
I want to be the
now.
monster that you think I am. Well, I don't know.
Why do you want to be mean to her? What is it about her that makes you want to be mean to her?
No, because you set me up as like, Brett's going to trash this crying girl as she cries herself to sleep. Like, listen, to me, it's a case by case basis. I'm a problem solver. So I would go through every aspect of her job that does not require her to actually physically be there and just go to the man.
You know what? What about the weekends? I mean, are you working on the weekends as well? Saturday and Sunday? What do you mean you don't have time to do stuff? You don't have time to go out? You're trying to tell me that every single weekend, there's 168 hours in a week, folks. 168, count them. Now, for some of you millennials out there, Gen Zers, you probably didn't do math, or your math, 2 + 2 = 5, right? It's called trans math. So, 24 hours in a day times 7, 168, I believe. Anyways, there's time if you go ahead and she's in marketing. Why doesn't she market herself? Market herself some time.
Management be like, so tell me why they need to be there. If they can get the job done, why not? But like there's so much fun stuff you can do on your commute home. I don't know why she's complaining about that. Everybody loves to be stuck in traffic. I want to be the Jesse Waters that you want me to be, where it's like, why is dad leaving work early to go home and trick or treat with the kid? He's a wuss bag. But I don't know. I know that everybody did have that moment when they were like, "Oh crap! School was till 3, and this is till 5." And I like,
wow.
and it's not nice to me.
The only thing I'll say about Brielle is, when I was her age, when I was in my early 20s, getting off at 6 was like the best gift. Like TYT back in the day had some pretty awful schedules. I remember one of the schedules, it was the worst, where I would get off at like 11. This was during the current TV days, where we would do our online version of the show after the TV version of the show. And so I wouldn't it was the worst. I hated it. Okay. But when I was in my early 20s, getting off at 6 means I've got so many hours to hang out with friends, go have a drink, go get some dinner. You're in the city, right?
Look, I can answer her questions.
Meet up with some friends. But
she's like, oh my God, I have to drive home and commute. It's like, well, here's what everybody does. They go out after work in town and they wait till rush hour's over. And then you drive home when no one's on the street. Like, you can't go get a drunk or anything, but you go out and you drive home when no one's out there. And then you're supposed to get really, really, really mad at everybody that's on the street during rush hour, because you're like, why, when I'm not working and I stay late, why does it, when it's rush hour, it takes 2 hours to get to work, and driving home at 11 p.m. it takes 20 minutes. Like, that's it. But she's got a plan. She's got to be a better planner. You can make it work, but the answer is to go out with your friends after work.
100%. And you have the energy right now to do that. So go do that, right? But I do agree. Hold on. I do agree with her, though, because once you get older and you're like, I just want to be home. Okay, I want to work and I want to be home. I don't want to be anywhere else. It does suck up your entire day. And like doctor's appointments, you can't do doctor's appointments. You can't do any grocery shopping. It's just stuff to maintain your life is really difficult to do. So I feel
Doctor's appointments, another thing, it's called paid time off. They give you sick days. They give you days to do things. If you have to take a vacation day to do something, every once in a while, how many times you go to the doctors in a year? Every day? It's not happening there, Anna. You can do things. You decide what's important. Then you figure out where you want to allocate your hours. How many is going to work? How much can go to playtime? How much can go out to eat? When do you shop? You got to figure these things out. If you can't figure them out now, when are you going to figure them out?
her on that. I really do. And I remember the first time I had a full-time job and I realized what that actually means for like basically losing the entirety of my day for my job. And remember, at that time, I'm living with my parents, very far away from Los Angeles proper. The drive from the valley to, the office was just absolute hell. And so it was difficult. But again, I didn't have TikTok to cry to. So I would cry to my friends. I would cry to my parents, who probably did laugh because they thought it was ridiculous. Like, you have these two immigrant parents who like came here with nothing and did the worst jobs for very little pay. And they're like, look at this privileged little whatever.
Right. And
Privileged little what? We know what the word is. Exactly. Privileged. That's what all these kids are right now. They're just privileged. They weren't hardworking like your parents were and your grandparents. I mean, it's just amazing, really, folks. We're raising a generation. Actually, there's a generation prior to this generation, which is just snowflakes. These are social justice warriors. You see it on college campus. You say boo, and they cry, to the police to arrest you. Why? Mr. Officer, police officer, you got to arrest that person. Why? He scared me. He said boo. He triggered me. And so, obviously, this girl is triggered by her work. It's just amazing. But then again, there's a little bit of narcissist in everybody. And she was a little narcissistic going online and sobbing her story to the whole world to see. And you know what? And now she's got to deal with those consequences, good or bad. She's got to take the heat. She's got to take the ribbing. She's got to take the laughing. And then maybe she's got to take some of the serious stuff that's going to come out of this as well. But I'm sure she's getting a whole lot of stuff right now, folks, that she probably didn't want. So it's something to think about, that before you decide to get out that social media device, a laptop, your phone, whatever it is, and start doing videos of yourself, crying and complaining about something that you have that other people would be dying to have. Think about it before you do it. Anyways, we appreciate you taking the time to watch. You've been watching the Dr. Nasir Shaikh Show. I've been your guest host. My name is Dr. Nasir. If you haven't done so already, subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell, like, share, and follow us. Follow us with our links above and below to other videos that we have. Leave with my final thought, which is, when you're right, you're right. And when you're left, you're wrong. Until next time, folks, take care and stay safe.